Welcome to the Trinity Expert Speak column. My name is Isha and I will be taking you through an easier way of learning words. This entire session is on how to enhance our vocabulary. Of course, vocabulary building is something that is not very new. If we are given a list of words to cram, we end up learning quite a few words, right? But learning words, there's a difference between just cramming those words and learning the usage of those words. It's always easy if we learn words through some association. Of course, one word hanging in the air would not make us equipped enough to use that in a sentence of our own. What we rather need is to know the entire meaning of that word and the usage as well. So this session is all about learning those words through etymology of words. Now, what is etymology? Etymology is learning words through their origin. We first try and find out where did the word originate from, which language, which script. And from that very root, we take on different words. To begin with, a very simple example, there is this root bonus, which means anything that is good, let us say. And an exact opposite to this root is this malice, which means anything that you may say is evil or ill or let us say diseased. Now, these are the two roots that have been taken from a certain language. Supposingly, we have to see their usage in our English language, in our day-to-day usage. Let's begin with bonus. A very simple example, we'll think of words that begin with B-E-N, that is ben. They are all from this very root. So now beginning, there are two very simple words. One is beneficiary and the other word is benefactor. Now, beneficiary, I am very sure must be a very familiar word. But benefactor must be a new word to some of you. But these two words are exactly related. I'll tell you how. Beneficiary, now, as it is from this root, bonus, is used for somebody who receives a benefit. For example, there is a tax exemption that has been made, right? So we as people, as taxpayers, become the beneficiary. But the government who has given us that exemption becomes our benefactor. Very simply put, a beneficiary is the receiver and benefactor is the giver. So hasn't it made it very easy learning one word with the help of the other word? This is how roots help you. This is how the etymology of words help you. Besides, now let us come down to using a few more words and relating them with these two roots. Now there is another root, dicto. Dicto is a root which means to speak. Very simple words that you've been hearing, since childhood, like dictate, dictation, diction. They're all from this very root. Now let us do a little bit of juggling and let us combine bonus and dicto. Let's see what we get. We get this word benediction. Benediction is a word which has come out after combining bonus and dicto, which means good and speak. So very simply put, it would mean to speak something good. And yes, benediction means a blessing. Benediction, like, this is how we say the Pope Benedict V or Pope Benedict VI, because that is how a Pope is. It is a word which means to bless, and that is how it is used for the Pope. So benediction is a blessing, and exact opposite to this very root, we get this word malediction, which naturally would mean a curse. Now, coming on to the second one, there is another root, volo, which means to wish. Let us combine these two words again in a similar fashion, and we get this word benevolent. Now, what do we mean by benevolent? Benevolent means, of course, here if we see, it would mean to wish good. Benevolent is a word that is used for somebody, like we say that he was a very benevolent soul. Right? Benevolent is used for a person who's very kind-hearted, who's good to others, who's, you know, in general, who's generous towards humanity. That person is called a benevolent person. An exact opposite for this would be malevolent. And malevolent, of course, would be a person who would be doing things that are not very good, or you may say, you know, maybe making some malicious plans to, you know, for a bomb blast or anything like that. It's just an example. Like we see, you know, the malevolent plan to kill the queen. This is the way you use these two words. So again, I mean, we have learned 4 words and they are exact opposites, and I'm very sure that you will be able to remember them this time. Now again, coming on to another set of words which are opposites, there is this word benign, and the exact opposite of this very word, malignant. These 2 words are opposite to each other, as I just said. Benign is used for somebody or something that is absolutely harmless. Giving you a very, very simple example. You know, sometimes there is a tumor in our body. Sometimes the tumor is benign. On the other occasions, it is malignant. What is the difference between the two? If it is benign, that means the tumor is there, of course, but it's not harming you further. It is not causing further disease in your body. But a malignant tumor would be one which is causing further disease. Right? So this is how, I mean, the difference is benign is, and very, very often, you know, we come across this usage on a wedding card or a wedding invitation, you know, when they say that your benign presence is solicited on the occasion. Right? So benign means something that is very, very harmless, and malignant would be something that is harmful. So these words are again opposite to each other.